Good morning. Happy Saturday. This is Matt Christiansen. For those of you who don't know him, he is not a First Amendment auditor. He is a political commentator, and his claim to fame is that he used to be a San Francisco moderate liberal, and now he is a libertarian who lives in Montana. And he does a talk show, I think once a week or twice a week or something like that, with a gal called Blonde, and she is a hyper conservative blonde woman. So I have followed this guy for a long time because he has his thought process as far as the First Amendment goes is pretty much in line with mine. Here we have a video called "The Thought Police of Wilshire Investigate Mean Words," right? He's against that. In this one, a Washington Post op-ed says America needs a hate speech law. Freedom only works by magic. And he is against a hate speech law. You should be allowed to say what you want to say. And just because people don't like what you have to say doesn't mean that it's hate speech. You know, the First Amendment is designed specifically to protect controversial speech, right? I'm on board. I'm on board. A University of Illinois student charged with a felony hate crime for tying a noose. Beware the scary knot. Again, I'm on board. I'm not on board with racism, but I'm on board with freedom of speech. You can say it just because it's disgusting or wrong or bigoted or hateful or whatever. That doesn't matter. The counter for speech you don't like is to speak your own mind. Use your speech to counter theirs. Here's another one. Kara Swisher lobbies YouTube Susan for more censorship. Shapiro and Peterson lead straight to Nazis. He's anti-censorship. So am I. Censorship comes in many forms. Sometimes there's censorship that happens before people speak. Sometimes there's censorship that happens after people speak. And censorship can be something like, I don't know, firing someone for their opinion. That leads to censorship because other people who work for you will obviously not express that opinion because they don't want to get fired. So I'm on board. I'm on board. Weatherman fired over racial slur slip up. The media won't the mob won't tolerate accidents either. I'm on board. You should have freedom of speech. You shouldn't be fired for making a mistake. Sheriff's deputy loses his job over Facebook wrongthink. You know, that's terrible. That's wrong. He's not representing the department. He should be allowed freedom of speech. He shouldn't be fired for what he's doing. And then we get to this. This is a New Jersey teacher hopes her students die of the Rona, just trying to save your ass. Now, one thing I've always suggested that people do is follow their beliefs. Don't follow people. If you believe in the First Amendment, believe in the First Amendment. If you believe in freedom of speech, believe in freedom of speech. Just because Matt Christiansen apparently purports to believe in freedom of speech doesn't mean that he is never going to make a mistake. So in this video, this gal right here is a teacher at a New Jersey school, a New Jersey public school. She's walking her dog outside. She sees kids playing in the park. She basically tells them, you know, I'm trying to save your life. Get your ass in the house, you know. And they obviously mock her. She's being hysterical. She's being histrionic. And she escalates her language to, I hope you die. I hope you get corona and die a long and painful death. Because they're not doing what she's telling them to do. Is she overreacting? Absolutely. Do I think that these kids are posing any danger to society by playing football out in the park? No, I don't. I strongly believe in their right to do it, but I also strongly believe in her right to have her opinion. Now, Matt Christiansen, I think normally would, but because he is on board with the Rona, and he's anti-Rona, he starts off with this. The government's going to govern. It's the nature of the state. The fist is always going to clench a little tighter. The trend is always towards more restriction and control, and the only check on that trend is a free people who value and prioritize their rights and exercise them vigorously when they're challenged or threatened. So we ought to think very carefully, he says, about just how easily and quickly we'll abandon that responsibility. But we're a week out now with no results of an investigation that should take exactly 2 questions and 15 seconds to complete. Okay, is that lady a teacher at this school? Check. And did she wish death upon students? Check. Okay, investigation complete. She's fired. There are so many things wrong with that I don't even know where to begin. She has a First Amendment right. She's not representing the school when she is out there saying that. She is obviously on her own time walking her dog. She should have every right to say what she wants to say. The school is, in fact, a government entity. The school is bound by the First Amendment through the 14th Amendment. The school can't violate her freedom of speech. I think she would have a very strong case against the school if they did, in fact, discipline her or fire her for statements that she made on her own time. So, I don't understand why he went here. If he had just made a video pointing out how hysterical she was and how hypocritical she was being, out walking her dog, but condemning people who were also out for being out. Had he stopped there, I would have glossed over this, moved along, another okay video. But he didn't. He showed his own hypocrisy. He showed his own desire to control people, to use the force of the government against people who disagree with him, against people who were engaged in wrong think. And that is why you always have to follow the ideal, not the human. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.